Here is Thom Hartmann with his guest Mary Trump together to break down the latest on Trump and what may come next.
So now we have a new victim to defeat. Lion Kamala Harris, Lion, L-Y-I-N apostrophe. The most incompetent and far-left vice president in American history. By the way, they did a poll. She was rated the worst vice president in history. I've never seen that poll before, but that's the poll.
Can we talk about contagion? Donald Trump's unique psychological profile, to what, his narcissism, his other psychopathologies. To what extent do you think that he's... It seems to me that his bullying, for example, has empowered every bully in America. The GOP has adopted bullying and now as their principal strategy. That bullying is contagious. What other aspects of his personality are contagious, and how does that contagion play out?
I think maybe the most troubling aspect of his psychopathology that has sort of spread, metastasized, is his willingness to use cruelty as a weapon.
Yeah, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. Oh, I don't remember. I would imagine it can only get worse. They're bringing crime. They're rapists.
Adam Serwer famously said that the cruelty was the point, but it's also a strategy. And that has been embraced wholesale by the Republican Party and people who consider themselves to be members of the Republican Party. That plus just the unwillingness to admit when they're wrong. Basically, I think the simplest way to put it is that while it's true on the one hand that Donald Trump drew a brand new roadmap for the Republicans to follow, never concede, you don't have to follow norms anymore. You can push the envelope and see what you get away with and keep pushing, right? But, he's also, I don't believe at all that he's changed the party. I think he's revealed the party to be what it's been for decades.
Since Nixon, basically.
Yeah, at least since Nixon, yes. And they now have permission, which is permission he's given them, to be their worst selves and to govern accordingly and to engage as citizens, so to speak, accordingly.
But we have some bad hombres here, and we're going to get them out. And some, I assume, are good people. But we're going to build a wall. Who's going to pay for the wall?
Which raises another question. If the modern incarnation of the GOP, under Donald Trump or following Donald Trump, is essentially the reincarnation of the old South, of not just Jim Crow, but the slavery South,
yep.
and patriarchy, the patriarchy associated with it. Where does that take the Republican Party? I mean, how far can they ride that? How long before, for example, these draconian, you've got, a couple of states now that are looking literally at the death penalty for women who get abortions, even if they go out of state to get an abortion. You've got, it's freaky, some of the stuff that is being done. Banning drag shows as a way to protect our children when the leading cause of death among our children is bullets, not drag shows. All of this performative, it goes beyond cruelty. I'm not sure it goes beyond cruelty, but in addition to cruelty, it's like bigotry as an art form. How long can that party ride that before it becomes a rump party, before it just becomes irrelevant?
They can ride that unless and until the Democrats decide to counter it with everything they have, because what we're seeing is nothing new. We're just seeing a regression to the mean, to a time when the entire South was a closed fascist state.
He was saying that China has total respect for Donald Trump and for Donald Trump's very, very large brain. I would give myself an A+.